What is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantom, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, this chance, for coming and listening to what I have to say. If you like what you hear, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below, sharing it with your friends, giving a thumbs up, leaving a comment. Comments, thumbs ups, those go a really long way, so I really appreciate all the support. If you have been here before and you continue to come back to show your support, thank you so much. It means the world to me. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. Guys, I just got word earlier today. Life in Pokemon is just crazy. You never know what you're going to wake up to. It's just insane. So if you don't follow me currently on Instagram, one reason that you should is because I don't have time to record videos right away when I get news. So when I get news, I try and release a story right away so that way people can at least hear what's going on. So today, earlier on Instagram, you can follow me at danny.phantom on Instagram. That's DANNY period PHANTUMP. Basically the same name as this channel, but with a period in between the two names. I dropped word earlier today that there is a Unified Minds reprint that is confirmed. So this will be coming in the middle of December, and I don't want everybody losing their minds. This is going to be pretty much the same size as what you saw with Ultra Prism, with what you saw of Unbroken Bonds. So all it's going to do is just take that booster box price and just bring it a little bit back to normal, I guess, or closer to normal, closer to MSRP. So Unified Minds is getting reprinted. I don't know exactly all the details of it, but I know that it's booster boxes. I'm pretty sure that it will only be booster boxes. And like I said, no exact date on this, middle of December. I was told by my distributor who confirmed it with me that we would be able to order a certain amount of cases, and it's the same amount of cases that we got for Unbroken Bonds. It's the same amount of cases that we got for Ultra Prism. So I do expect all Unified Minds prices to at least creep back down a little bit to about $150, $160, maybe $175 a booster box when this is all said and done. So if you haven't bought a Unified Minds box yet, and you were looking at getting one for Christmas or something like that, just hold on a little bit longer. Middle of December, there's going to be a little bit of help as this price will drop down a little bit. So that is very cool. So I haven't heard anything confirmed yet about Cosmic Eclipse. I do still believe that that rumor is credible and that will happen. I just have not received confirmation of it yet. So stay tuned for that. Right now, I know Unified Minds is a go. We can throw that into the reprints. We can throw that into December releases along with the Zamazenta and Zacian Premium Collection, along with Darkness Ablaze reprint, along with Champion's Path reprint, along with Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Box reprint, along with Vivid Voltage reprint. It's crazy, and because of how crazy it is, today I want to talk to you about pre-orders. And since this channel is dedicated to helping you start your own Pokemon business or your own business of some sorts, there is always that question in mind of whether or not you should do pre-orders and how you should go about doing them. And we've been in this boat before, we've talked about this before, and I want to run by you a situation that happened not too long ago to us at the Coliseum. So if you remember me talking in previous videos, we ran into a little bit of an incident where Vivid Voltage became super allocated when it comes to booster boxes. So what we ended up doing is we stopped selling booster boxes. We sold them out because we had pre-ordered 350 cases. We were told we were going to get that, and then all of a sudden something just happened and Pokemon stopped printing, and we got allocated down to 225 booster box cases. So 225 cases of Vivid Voltage. And we're looking over our numbers and we noticed we sold about 215. So we're like, hold on, we need to stop right now because we're not going to have any product to open. So what we did is we halted the presses, we didn't take any more orders, and we started looking around. And we're like, okay, well, what can we do here? And what we decided to do at the Coliseum was we decided to make sure that we fulfilled everybody's pre-order when it comes to booster boxes. And then we went out and we researched for the best case price for us to buy cases at retail for us to open to stock the storefront with singles. So we found a pretty good deal. We found somebody who was willing to let go booster box cases for $500 a piece as long as you bought more than 10 cases. So we ended up ordering 40 cases, and I made sure, I'm not going to bad name any companies or anything like that. I made sure I followed up with the guy. I said, hey, just so you know, I want to get 40 cases of this. I'm totally fine writing you a check. I'm totally fine sending you the money, but are you positive you're going to have this in stock? Because Pokemon has been allocating orders to distributors and distributors have been allocating orders to customers. And he said, no, I definitely got you, no big deal whatsoever. So I sent the check down, the check cleared just fine, he cashed it, put it in his bank, and then all of a sudden my release date came and I said, hey, what's going on? Have you shipped out our pre-order yet? I haven't heard from you. And he said, oh yeah, let me get tracking information for you. So he sent out the tracking information. I noticed he didn't ship it until release day, which is totally fine, not that big of a deal. And then a few days go by, so it's the following Tuesday after release, and there's 24 cases that show up at my door. So I message the guy and I say, hey, what's going on? Why did you only give me 24 cases when I asked for 40? Where are the other 16 cases? And he ghosted me for about a day, a little over a day. And I messaged him a few times. I said, hey, what's going on? I can see you're online. I know you're busy. Just get back to me because I'm $8,000 out right now and I am out 16 booster box cases. So what's going on? Never got back to me whatsoever. The next day, finally, he comes back and he says, "Oh yeah, we were unable to fulfill that, so we're gonna fulfill your remaining 16 cases with the December allocation." And that got me frustrated because I said, "Well, you took my money and you never communicated to me that I wouldn't be getting my full allocation. I was under the impression that I was going to be getting everything. If you would have came up and told me 2 weeks ago that I wouldn't be getting everything, or even last week, I would have been like, okay, just send me my money back with the booster cases that you're shipping to me. Because we can get our own singles in December. We can get our own allocation in December, and then we can hold on to some of that to open up for singles. We have no need to get an additional 16 cases." And he didn't respond. He just said, okay, well, I'll send you your money back then. And he sent the money back, and that was just kind of the end of it. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But I was kind of frustrated because he was willing to take my money, and he wasn't able to fulfill the pre-orders. And I understand that happens. I get it. I know that it's very difficult right now. But my main problem was the lack of communication, the fact that he never came back to me, never told me he was going to be shorting me. I even reached out to him a couple weeks before, and he said, yep, you're all good. We ordered over a pallet. We've got plenty here. You'll be totally fine. He never communicated with me that he wasn't going to be able to fulfill my pre-order. And that's why I want to talk to you about pre-orders, because I know it's very difficult when you start a business on whether or not you should be doing pre-orders. And ultimately, my answer is my own opinion, so take this with a grain of salt. But what I think the best thing to do is, yes, take pre-orders, but be very careful how you do it. Pre-orders can be a very important role in your business because it helps set your business up. It helps line you up with other companies. It shows that you're serious. It shows that you're legitimate. You're taking orders. And I'm not saying you need to go out and sell a crazy amount of pre-orders, but you should at least be able to put up pre-orders of what you're going to get allocated, or close to what you're getting allocated. My rule of thumb is it's a great thing when you're starting out to maybe put up in pre-order half of what you're getting allocated. It also helps you to be able to negotiate booster box prices down with your distributors, because when you're first starting out, so for example, the first time we started out was when I was with a different company a long time ago, and it was, I think, Fates Collide, or it was Steam Siege, I think maybe it was, and we only ordered a couple cases. But then it got to XY Evolutions, and we wanted to order 10 cases, and I was asking him, okay, what price point can we get 10 cases at? And he's like, hold on a second, you haven't ordered that much. This isn't that big of a business for you guys. We can only do the $82.50 that we promised you at the beginning. And so eventually we started opening up pre-orders so that way we could order more booster boxes to get that booster box price down at least a few dollars per box, because at the end of the day, those few dollars are all the difference between losing money and making money when it comes to taking pre-orders and when it comes to selling sealed product. So if you are starting out, it is a good idea to take pre-orders, but don't do them until you're 100% certain with what you are getting allocated. And that's the problem that we're running into right now, is that so many people are taking pre-orders and taking people's money without having firm allocation numbers from their distributors. And I understand that things happen, but for the most part, the community is very understanding about the pre-order process. As long as you are communicating properly, in the off chance that something does happen, as long as you are communicating properly with your customers and with your clients, and you are saying, hey, something happened completely out of my control, because of this I'm going to have to allocate your order, or I'm going to have to cancel your order, I'm really, really sorry. But as long as you are communicating properly, the majority of the community is going to understand, and it really helps set your business up for deals down the road. If you're somebody who's going to be ordering a decent amount of product with every new set release, that also helps put you at the top, or at a higher threshold for getting specialty products like Hidden Fates Elite Trainer boxes, or Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes, or some of these specialty products that you see that are constantly out of stock, and you may not get allocated anything because you're just starting out or because you haven't ordered that much. taking pre-orders is kind of important because it helps set you up with a threshold that's a little bit higher in your distributor's eyes. It helps establish loyalty, and it shows that you're kind of in it for the long haul. It also gives your customers somewhat of a peace of mind that you do have that loyalty aspect when you fulfill their pre-orders. So, for example, we took a lot of pre-orders when it comes to Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes. We sold all of them at $50 a piece. It's 2,400 booster Elite Trainer boxes that we sold at $50 a piece, and we fulfilled all of them. We didn't leave anybody out. We didn't charge anybody more. We kept everything at MSRP, and that really helps set the precedent for loyalty and helps establish that customer base to keep coming back and retention. And that's really what's important, is showing your customers what you mean to them. It also helps set you up to show people a wide array of product that you have. If you're trying to get people to your website, you can post pre-order links up on Facebook or on Reddit or on different social media outlets so people can go to your website and start getting a feel for who you are and what you're all about when it comes to Pokemon. So I do recommend pre-orders when you're first starting out because it's a way to generate a little extra cash flow, and then it also shows your customers that you're serious and helps establish a little bit better pricing. If you're somebody who's been in the game for a while and you don't need as much of a help when it comes to cash flow, I would highly recommend cutting down your pre-order, what you typically do for pre-orders, and maybe only pre-ordering or selling about 10-15% of your pre-orders, because you're going to have a lot when it comes out, and those are going to only increase in price over time. We've already talked about how sealed product goes up and up and up. We sold booster box cases of Vivid Voltage for $505 a piece. Obviously, that's not the cost of them right now. We did not leave any. We did not have any left over. So if we would have only sold like 10-15% of our pre-orders, then we would have been able to offer Vivid Voltage cases at a discounted rate of, $550 per case. And we would have been able to pocket a little bit of extra money while still giving the customers a good deal. So it's very tricky, but if you're somebody who has the cash flow going where you don't need to worry too much about where that money is going to come from, it's a good idea to hold off on pre-orders. But if you're somebody who's just starting out, I definitely recommend taking in pre-orders and doing what you can, but making sure that you communicate properly to the end consumer and also communicating properly with your distributors, because you definitely don't want to oversell and you definitely don't want to take money from people without making sure that you can fulfill on your promises, because it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So communication is key. That's everything. And then making sure that you're not selling more than what you are promised and what you are guaranteed to get is also super important, because you're just setting yourself up for failure if you do. That's really all that I wanted to talk about when it comes to pre-orders. I really just wanted to tell you the story about what happened and why I would have done things completely differently. I totally understand where this guy was coming from, but what really upset me was the lack of communication. And if he would have just been open and honest with me, maybe I wouldn't have asked for my money back. Maybe I would have talked differently. It left a really bad taste in my mouth, and it's not somebody that I would recommend then to any of my other customers. If we ever are sold out of a pre-order or we sell out of a product, he's not somebody I'm going to recommend, and that's unfortunate, because the relationship did start out really strong. But unfortunately that happens, and people get money hungry. Unfortunately, in this game right now, with everything flipping for way more, people come into the business and they do get a little bit greedy, and that kind of usually bites them in the butt, unfortunately. So thank you very much for checking out my video. Like I said before, hit that subscribe button if you like what I have to say. Unified Minds is crazy, right? Like, I can't believe it. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a ton of it, but we will have it available on the website, pkmncoliseum.com, coming up in the middle of December at some point in time. So hopefully you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about Black Friday, why it's important to have a Black Friday deal, why it's important to have Black Friday offers, and why companies do it. And then hopefully, I'm really hoping Shiny Star V comes in stock soon. I'm hoping I get a delivery on Friday of this week, and then we'll be able to open up some this weekend. Maybe we'll even do a live stream opening some up, but we will see how that goes. So until tomorrow, thank you so much, guys. Peace.